American credit cards will cause the next collapse. Think about that for a second. Let that sink in, because that is what financial experts are now warning us, that what the American people are now going through and what we are about to face over the next 6 to 12 months, this is going to cause the next collapse. I want to break down what's going on, what you should be doing right now, and what we are likely to see in the United States in the very near future. So make sure you stick around and watch this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So first off, let's address the big question. What is going on? Why are so many people going deeper and deeper into credit card debt, yet they have no plan of paying it off? And in some cases, the majority of Americans have no plan on ever repaying this debt. Their hope is that it will be forgiven. But look at this. Consumer credit card debt hits an all-time high of $1.14 trillion. Credit card balances grew by $27 billion over the first 3 months of 2024. That's a substantial increase. That's 5.8% from just last year. We are not keeping up with our obligations, paying down debt. What we have seen is going to be devastating. Look at this. It says the average consumer now carries $6,329 in credit card debt. According to experts, they say people are stretched. But here's what I think is interesting. We aren't done spending money. The American people continue to spend money, put it on credit, and open new lines of credit as well. Let me just give you an example. So I was recently at the Seattle Premium Outlets. It's over in Marysville, Washington. And there they have, it's just a big outlet mall. Anyway, at this outlet mall, there's a lot of stores like Nike and Adidas and Coach and Boss and Armani, things like that. Anyway, it's not the point. The point is, every single place you walked into, there were people purchasing clothes and shoes, and of course it's getting closer to back to school, right? But every time somebody went up to the cash register, the employee would ask, hey, how would you like to save 20%? And they asked, well, I would love to save 20% on a $400 purchase. Why not, right? I'll save $80. Okay, great. You want to save $80? Well, this is all you got to do. We just need to ask you a few questions, and you just got to fill this out, and you would be signing up for a Nike credit card, right? A Coach credit card. And it would save you 20% today, whether or not you get approved or not. Okay, perfect. All these people are signing up for clothes, things that they may not even need. Who needs a $300 pair of shoes? Who needs a $100 t-shirt, right? Who needs all these other, sporting items, right? Lululemon. Who needs all this stuff? Right? That's the big question. Well, look at this. Okay, I want to show you this because this is what I think is interesting. It's not just people that are hard up for cash. It's not just the low-income earners. Look at this. This is from the Daily Item. There's a survey that says half of American car holders now carry credit card debt, many with no plan to pay it off. Look at this, though. This is how many debtors have carried debt for over a year or more by income. 62% have carried debt for over a year with an annual household income under $50,000. 56% with an annual household income between $50,000 and $79,000. 61% with an annual household income between $80,000 and $100,000. And 62% have carried debt for a year or more with household incomes of over $100,000. This just tells me right there, this is not something that is just for the low income households. It's not just people making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. 62% have a household income of over $100,000. That's right, that's troubling to me. Okay? But I want to show you this, because here's another major issue. This article came out from Money Watch just today. It says nearly half of Americans don't know their credit card APR. What is your APR? It's your annual percentage rate. This is how much you are paying in interest to use that credit card. If you think your credit card has an interest rate of 6, 7, 8%, probably not. I think it's 12, 13, 14%. Again, probably not. Is it closer to 18, 19, 20? Most likely. But for many people, it's up over 22%. That is your annual percentage rate. That is how much money you're spending. So every $100 you get that you borrow, you are paying about $22 per year on that for $100. So for some of that buys $400 worth of Coach products, Nike items, right? Things from Armani or Boss or Calvin Klein. Well, you could be spending over $80. Keep in mind when they say, oh, you want to save 20%? I'd love to save 20%. Thanks for asking. And yet you make the minimum payments. And you may, in the end, after a year, you may pay more. Okay, you simply borrowed that money. But in the end, you will pay more than that 20% that you saved. That's where people are getting screwed. And this is why I'm bringing this to your attention today. My wife did a bunch of back to school shopping. Not for clothes, for school supplies. And I thought this was shocking. We have 3 kids, 2 of which needed a bunch of items, 1 of which didn't need much at all. But we spent over $300 on their back to school supplies. Okay, for pretty much 2 kids. Now, here's what's crazy. I can afford that. That's fine. But what about the majority of Americans? The majority of Americans do not have $400 that they can put aside for an emergency. How are they going to spend, $200, $300 on back to school supplies? This is not even a backpack. This isn't school clothes. These are the supplies that the schools are asking for. And again, I'm bringing this to your attention because what is happening with schools? Schools, right? The public school system, and one of my kids is in private school, but the public school system is running out of money. We're seeing schools close down left and right. Some of which are only on a 4-day school schedule because they can't afford to pay teachers that 5th day. They're giving teachers another day off. But guess what? They're not giving them a raise. No. Same wages. You get the same salary as last year or 2 years ago. We're just going to 4 days, so we're giving you an extra day off. That's how they're positioning this. So it's crazy what's happening right now. The schools, okay, public schools are putting the responsibility on you. You pay for all the glue and the colored pencils. You pay for all the paper and the Kleenex, right? Toilet paper. It's everybody bring a big thing of toilet paper. 24 rolls. That's the minimum. We are paying for it now? Yeah. So this is why I'm bringing it to your attention today. Because we are now getting into all that back to school stuff. I know some people have already started back at school here in Washington State. We're going to be there in like 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks. We'll be back to school. But what's crazy is everybody's putting this on credit cards. Okay? Everybody's putting on credit cards. It's going to get worse. And then we're going to go into Q4. This is holiday shopping. Then we go to holiday shopping and people still haven't paid off the back to school shopping. So then they go to holiday shopping. They can't pay off the Christmas, gifts, because then we're going to reach the big milestone, the commercial real estate crisis. That's coming in the first quarter of 2025. So my warning to you, don't rack up credit card debt. Pay off what you can. Get a side hustle. Start making some extra money. Okay? Pay off your credit cards. Get rid of them. Don't be like most people. Don't be like this survey right here where it says half of American cardholders now carry credit card debt, many with no plan to pay it off. Many people right now that I've talked to, even friends of mine, they have no desire to pay off their credit card What they're hoping is that these credit card companies will forgive the debt. That's what they're hoping. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is get out of debt if at all possible. So I will leave you with that. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.